Okay, well, thank you, everybody, for attending today. We just have Joan who's gonna come in a minute. Otherwise, I think we're ready to start. There she is. Okay, so I will start with the land acknowledgement. The Ganaraska Region Conservation Authority respectfully acknowledges that the land on which we gather is situated within the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas and Chippewas of the Nishnawbe, named today as the Williams Treaties First Nation. Our work on these lands acknowledges their resilience and their longstanding contribution to the area. We are thankful for the opportunity to live, learn, and share with mutual respect and appreciation. And I will ask for disclosure of pecuniary interest. Seeing none. And could I have a mover and a seconder of the last meeting minutes of May 16th? Moved by Randy, seconded by Willie. Is there any discussion? Okay. All right.
Sorry, I was trying to get the camera working. Sorry.
All right, sure. We're all recording now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so there's no discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? And number 4, the adoption of the agenda for today.
Are there any extra copies? Yes.
Have a mover and a seconder for the agenda, please. Moved by Miriam, seconded by Mark.
Thank you.
All in favor? And number 5, business arising. From the minutes, we have none. 6, delegations, we have none. And 7 is the presentation of Clean Water, Healthy Land Stewardship Program.
And that Pam will be doing that now.
Pam will do that. So do you want to move in second to open it? Okay, so Pam, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Can everybody hear me okay? Perfect. All right.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, good afternoon. Good hot afternoon, everyone. So this afternoon, I'll give a quick overview of where we are so far, halfway through the year with the Clean Water, Healthy Land Stewardship Program. Hard to believe it's halfway through. So it's been a busy spring getting all the projects underway. So I'm going to give an overview of tree planting, trees for rural roads, Clean Water, Healthy Land, and the current rain barrel sales. So just as a reminder, and here I'll just collapse this. There we go. That the authority offers trees in many different ways. We have our over-the-counter tree and shrub seedling program, our tree planting program where we go out and actually do the planting for landowners, and then Trees for Rural Roads, which is a partnership with the municipalities of Clarington, Port Hope, and the Township of Hamilton. So by the numbers, this spring we sold around 8,800 bare root shrub and tree seedlings to 73 landowners across the watershed and beyond. And everybody can kind of see where their municipality numbers were looking like. We are finding this year things are more expensive, just like everything else, and people's cash flow maybe isn't what it normally is. So we are seeing a small downturn in the number of trees that we're selling. We're about the same way with the number of landowners, but decreased slightly in trees. When it comes to our full service tree plantings, again, this is where the authority does the planting plan. We hire a contractor to go out and do the hand planting, and we access lots of grants for our landowners. This spring, we planted a little over 13,500 trees, new trees on 9 private properties. And we also did refills for 2 properties for a total of 750 trees. And from a grant perspective, we were able to secure funding through Forest Ontario 50 Million Tree Program, and also partner with a new program that is in partnership with Conservation Ontario and Trees Canada as part of the 2 Billion Tree Program. As well, we continue to collaborate under Durham Trees, which is a joint initiative between the 5 conservation authorities in Durham region to help increase tree planting across the region through a collaborative venture and support from the region. When it comes to Trees for Rural Roads, this year through Clarington, 428 trees were provided to 32 landowners across Clarington, and of that, 296 trees went to 18 landowners within the GRCA jurisdiction. For Port Hope, it was 192 trees were provided to 11 landowners, and in Hamilton Township, 288 trees to 20 landowners. Again, we do potted or bare root whips so that they're a little more substantial for where they're being planted next to a road on the private property side. And we do the classic species of white pine, white spruce, maples, and oaks. So all together with all the trees in the ground this spring, we were able to get almost 24,000 trees out the door onto private properties. And so when you kind of add all that up together, it's equivalent to 34 acres of trees planted this spring. And again, with the partnership with Trees Canada and Conservation Ontario, we planted almost 12,000 trees in the Ganaraska forest. Some trees were planted as underplanting from the Derecho storm so that we can get some of those areas reestablished, and also in areas of the plantations that are struggling a little bit for regeneration for various reasons. Again, tree planting supports implementation under the watershed plans and natural heritage strategy, and of course always supports climate change mitigation and adaptation. Clean Water Healthy Land is our funding program that we offer within the municipalities of Clarington, Port Hope, and the Township of Hamilton. So far, 8 projects have been approved, and I think they've all been completed as well, for a total allocation of almost $15,000. And you can see the breakdown there per municipality. Our agricultural projects still are kind of the main focus of the program. And I would love to get more well upgrades and decommissions happening. And there's a few that might be occurring later this year with applications coming in. So far to date, not including the projects for this year, so 2007 up to 2023, over 558 projects have been funded across the jurisdiction. Municipalities altogether have contributed almost $700,000. Landowners continue to contribute a large portion of that at $2.2 million. Of course, we leverage other people's, organizations' grant money as much as possible. And there's a monetary investment of over $3 million going into the watershed. Not new, we've done rain barrel sales in the past, but new since COVID has happened. The authority is offering a rain barrel sale, and this was in partnership, it got started with the Township of Hamilton's Environmental and Climate Advisory Committee, where they wanted to engage with the township residents. So we've partnered with the township to deliver a rain barrel sale through a company called rainbarrel.ca. They do all the administrative work, which is very nice. But then we also were able to have the other municipalities participate as well. And so that participation is every resident who purchases a barrel up to 4 gets a $25 discount per barrel. And that money is coming from the Clean Water Healthy Land component of that program. So as of Tuesday, when I last looked, we had sold 88 barrels collectively. And I just checked before we started tonight, and we're very close to 100. We're at 96. And the sale ends this coming Monday, the 24th. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for your continued support, your municipal support. I always like to say that this is as much our municipalities program as it is the authorities. It's a partner effort, and it continues to make great strides on the ground. So thank you so much.
Thank you. So could I come over in a second there for the presentation? Moved by Joan, seconded by Randy?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, I thought I saw your hand. Is there any discussions or questions?
Yeah, through you. What a great presentation and great news for all. Just personally, where does one go and look at the trees that are available? Could someone go and get 1 or 2 smaller trees, or what happens there? Thank you.
Yeah, so I can explain that through you, Madam Chair. So it's kind of hard to see them in real life. Once you make the purchase, then you would receive them. But we have a catalog that we issue right around the new year every year. We offer up to 24 different species of shrubs and trees. And it is a minimum order of 25 and groupings of 25. So they come in bundles of 25 from the nursery. So we don't really have a program yet that somebody could buy, say, one potted item and take it home and plant. That's something we're always exploring to deliver. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. And Joan.
Thank you, to you, Madam Chair. How big is how tall is the tallest one that you can get of the tree specifically?
Sure, it's you, Madam Chair. So everything is unique, like every individual is unique. But our bare root stock is on average, I'm going to say 10 inches tall from, where it would go into the ground to the top of the tree. It does depend on the species, like hardwoods will just be naturally a taller stick. Through the Trees for Rural Road program, the biggest thing we offer is about a 4-foot bare root whip that we give. So definitely the over-the-counter items are meant more for mass planting, but lots of people use them for hedging or in more urban areas for like in their yard. You just have to wait a little bit longer for them to get really big.
A whip, I'm not sure what a whip is.
Yeah, whip is just a nursery term for something that is tall and bare root. So there's no dirt around that root ball or around the root. It's just called a whip, maybe because it kind of is reminiscent of one.
Oh, all right. Well,
don't know, I didn't make up the word.
Thanks.
And is there any more? Mark. Mark's muted.
Yeah, I'm on now. Sorry about that. Just a couple quick questions. One is, I presume our survival rate's good this year, Pam, with the weather we've had?
Yeah, so you, Madam Chair, I have not gone out to look, but I am happy with the amount of rain and the frequency of rain we've been getting compared to other years. I never go look until the fall because I don't want to.
Okay, well, very good.
I have to wait for that whole summer to come through.
And my second question would be, can I get a copy of your PowerPoint just to pass on to our committee if I could, please?
Yes, absolutely. And through you, Madam Chair, I'm always happy to provide a similar municipal specific presentations to council for anybody if you're ever interested. Just let me know.
Great, thank you.
I was actually thinking of that while you're doing the presentation. I think it was very well done, and we have budget coming up for Port Hope. We're starting early, so I think having these numbers available is really helpful. I don't know that you need to come in and do a delegation and spend that time, but if that PowerPoint presentation is available for them to review, it's definitely helpful. Thank you. And
yes, thank you. As a follow-up question, I noticed the municipalities who are regular participant or that were named, but if you're an urban municipality, what is the opportunity or what has been past experience? I'm thinking, from Coburg, we have some rural, but we, essentially built up.
Yeah, so through you, Madam Chair. So every program we offer, anybody, if it is a fit for them, can apply so they can purchase trees. We do have some money that has been provided years ago through Lakefront Utilities. They supported Clean Water, Healthy Land, so we have a little bit of that money left. We have funding categories under Clean Water, Healthy Land for low impact development projects such as permeable concrete, rain barrels, EcoGrid, anything like that from a water infiltration, water conservation component. We would always welcome the opportunity to discuss further with the town of Coburg to see how support could be given more fully through Clean Water, Healthy Land to better suit the urban environment. We tend right now that if something like rain barrels, it's like perfect. This is great for any of the urban components of our member municipalities to participate, knowing that things are a little more specific in an urban environment.
thank you. Great, thanks. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so we did give them a 1 second.
Yes, we did.
So I will ask them all in favor. And that's everyone. Moving on, correspondence. We have none. 8 applications under Ontario Regulation 16806, permits are approved by the executive. The schedule is attached. There are no permits applications requiring board of directors discussion. So I will ask for a mover and a seconder for that. Any mover or seconder? Moved by Joan, seconded by Margaret. And is there any discussions about the permits? Okay, I'll ask all in favor. And that is everyone. 10 committee reports. Ganaraska Forest Recreational User Committee minutes, June 6, 2024. And they are attached. I noticed, Pam, that you were there. I don't know if there's anything that you want to add to that. If not, that's fine.
No, Madam Chair, I'm happy to answer questions if there were any.
Okay, all right. So I'll ask for a mover and a seconder from the committee first, from the board. Right? So moved by Randy, seconded by Mark. And does anybody have any questions or discussion about that report? Mary.
A small question. I was going to do this after. Under other business, there is mention of the topic of leaf blowing on trails. Is this mechanical or is this just leaves falling on trails? I found it curious.
Good clarification to you, Madam Chair. That is the method of removing leaves using a mechanical leaf blower, not leaves blowing in the wind on trails. Correct, the first one.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, so I will ask all in favor of this report. And that is unanimous. 11, new business. First, we have the draft conservation land strategy, and the staff report is attached. Does anyone want to speak to that first?
No, speaking of Madam Chair, it's going to go out for review, so there will be 2 months.
Okay. And then Bill 168, stormwater flood. We need to.
Sorry, we do need a mover though and a seconder for the, sorry, yes, for to allow us to go out to consultation and so.
Okay, so
for information.
Okay, so we'll do A first, the draft conservation land strategy. If I could have a mover and a seconder for that, Miriam. Seconded by. Someone want to second that? Joan? Does anybody have any discussion about the first item, the draft conservation land strategy? Miriam.
I just want to say it's a fantastic report. Thank you. And I'd asked a question before the meeting started with regards to if you getting the message out, whether contacting the respective municipal PR departments. But you know, that's up to you. Just let us know, because Cobra Council doesn't meet in the summer, but when you're ready to go, I'd certainly be happy to help share the news of the input to drive them to the GRCA website to participate.
Sure. Thank you for that. And Mark, sorry, Joan, did you have a?
I was just going to say to you, Madam Chair, how detailed it was. I didn't think you left anything out while I was reading it. I thought, okay, now I know. So it was a lot of information. Well done.
And I would agree with that. I would be very interested. Thank you very much. And I think all of my council would be interested, hopefully, in reading this as well. So, very welcome. Any from those online, any comments or questions? Willie?
Hi, Vicki, and thank you very much for the report. I noticed, again, I'm going to switch from here, but it was a comment on planning process. That's number 4. And basically the comment was there is never increasing need to actively manage land to ensure that environmental impacts from recreational use are avoided or mitigated, and that trails and recreation opportunities provide for safe and enjoyable multi-use experience. Now, this goes to Pam, and it's the last report. I didn't make any comment on that last one. It was other business on that last one, and just trying to get my mouse here to work. Sorry.
Sorry,
So
was this
if we
page 4 of the
Page 6, I think.
Oh, page 6.
yeah, so on that one, after the comment was made about topic of leaf blowing on trails, You had quite a discussion, Pam. It says on many regards the need of balanced conservation of land and public use. So I'm tying these two together. So that must have been quite a discussion. You're looking at Jim Pearson, Steve Brownwell, and Lisa about the importance of multi-use trails. Was some of this as a result of reporters just happened to come up?
Through you, Madam Chair, I think in some ways that's maybe more coincidence that at the discussion at the Recreational Users Committee could be linked to the strategy, but at the same time, that is what the strategy is also trying to support on all of our lands, is how do we balance the need for preservation, both of the natural heritage features and protecting people from the hazard component, and allowing people to enjoy the properties and experience everything. So by nature of what land management is all about, you are trying to balance those two things. And in the strategy, it's trying to speak to that, where at the RUC, you saw that one little component of leaf blowing highlight or used as an example on trying to balance those needs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that answers your question, but it's yeah.
Well, I think that's always a lively discussion. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And that's very true. I think it's a good point. Any other questions about the conservation land strategy? So I will call a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. And B is Bill 168, Stormwater Flood Prevention Act 2024, and that staff report is attached. And can I have a mover and a seconder for that one? Moved by Miriam, seconded by Mark. Is there any discussion on that item?
A question with regards to, is there any role for municipalities to help? Obviously, this is about the failure of getting something that was wanted and needed moved forward in the provincial legislature. Is there any role for municipalities to be able to advocate on this? Like, I know AMO conference is coming up. I'm just, any thoughts?
Or you can answer them. Go ahead.
Through you, Madam Chair. I think there is. I think just advocating and encouraging more dialogue with the province on this and getting updates. Because some of these materials have been draft for a long time. And I think there's a willingness at a staff level to release the information, but I think it's not, that willingness may not be all the way through the organization. And I put this on the agenda because I feel strongly that it is stifling innovation at the local level. If the province doesn't endorse this type of approach and this technology in helping communities solve their problems, that's really an issue I think that we need to deal with. So I think there is a need for continued advocating for getting this document out into the realm of practitioners.
Thank you. So I know for Port Hope, we get FYIs of correspondence, and then we are able to then, as council members, action some of those. But we need some sort of letter of correspondence in order to initiate that. So that could be one method, I think, to think. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so I will call a vote. All in favor of receiving this report? And that is unanimous. And 12, under new business. I know we have some new business.
Yes, through you, Madam Chair. Just a couple of items for verbal report is that I wanted to make the members aware of 2 items that will be happening before the next board meeting. One will be a full staff Indigenous awareness training session that is taking place in Hiawatha for all of our staff as well as all of Central Lake Ontario staff on September 17th. So it will be a full day, and so the office will be closed for the day. I'm thinking also I want to make it available to all staff, and Central Lake Ontario, our neighbors to the west, are doing the same. So this is a joint session that we will be all traveling up, and it will be you know, an 8:30 to 4:30 day. So wanted to make you aware of that. I think it's a very important initiative, and we have the opportunity of teaming up with another conservation authority. So it makes it the cost makes it more effective. And I also wanted to make the members aware that there is going to be construction along the 401 starting in 2025. Maybe sooner, that will affect our Millennium Conservation Area. And the MTO will be taking, expropriating some lands, some very minor strips that will be for the future. And they will be expropriating for 5 years some land that are part of our Millennium Trail Conservation Area. Is on that, and that will takes effect September. So I wanted to make you aware of this because we will be probably moving the boardwalk and doing that construction. There will be some compensation for that as well. And I also had a meeting with Minister Piccini on this, just because he's our local representative, not because of his portfolio, but I had the opportunity to speak to him. So there possibly will be some compensation, and so we'll be moving that boardwalk, but just to be aware that that will be happening over the next 5 years. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Great, thank you. So if you haven't been down to the Millennium Trail, do it this summer. And I'm sure once it's redone, it'll be excellent, beautiful. Yeah. Any other new business from anybody on board? I'm seeing none. We do not have anything for the public question period, and do not have in camera. So I will ask for someone to adjourn the meeting. You don't have to.
Only watched one of the heat.
Thank you very much. And the next meeting is not until September.
Wow.
Unless we need to call one.
Yeah.
Happy summer. Happy summer, everyone.
Nice.